Hello aspirants, welcome to this high impact series, lecture 3. In this video, I will be discussing about Project Cheetah, very important topic for the upcoming prelims. So let's know about the details about Cheetah and what is the present strategy adopted by the government for the relocation from Africa to Indian subcontinent. All those details, it will be a comprehensive video. Let's see. Some facts about Cheetah. It is the fastest terrestrial animal. This is a well-known major fact about it. And it is the only large carnivore that got completely wiped out from India. So this seems to be an extreme statement, but this is a fact. So normally UPSC gives such statements and may confuses you. If you apply regular elimination techniques thinking that this is an extreme statement, then your option would be wrong. So the answer is it's the only large carnivore that got completely wiped out from India. And it's a flagship species. It means that it would be selected as an ambassador. For example, our tiger, it is also a flagship species. So to conserve a particular ecosystem or other biodiversity, we select some charismatic animal as a flagship species. So that by conserving that, subsequent ecosystem and the biodiversity and wildlife species that are dependent on that ecosystem, they would also be conserved. That's why it is also a flagship species and it is an umbrella species. Since by conserving it, we also conserve other species of wild animals and the ecosystems like forest, etc. And these are some other facts. They don't roar. And the gestation period is 93 days. And they are social animals in largely three types of three social groups. They live in three social groups types. One is females with their cubs and males, generally male friends, and solitary males, means individual males. They don't accompany other males. They live individually, separately. So generally females and their cubs, male coalitions, and solitary males. And they have least human-animal conflict among large carnivores. Conflicts with human interest are lowest among cheetahs. In fact, before cheetahs got extinct, they were actually, by Indians, they were actually domesticated. You would have seen several pictures before extinction of cheetahs in India. Those pictures, domestication was most common. So they, among all large carnivores, conflict with human interest are lowest among cheetahs. Now, largely we discuss about African cheetah and Asiatic cheetah. These are some facts. So this is the scientific name. And the protection, this is very important. Protection, it's vulnerable. African cheetah status is vulnerable. And in CITES, it is listed in Appendix 1 and Wildlife Protection Act, Schedule 2. And it is distributed all over African continent. Now, when compared to their Asian cousins, they have prominent spots and lines. Now, coming back to Asiatic cheetah, they are critically endangered. These two facts are very important. So African cheetah is vulnerable, whereas Asiatic cheetah is critically endangered. They are slightly smaller than African cheetahs. And they also vary with respect to their color, skin color, slightly. And they are, whereas African cheetahs are distributed all over African continent, Asiatic cheetah, they are restricted to few parts of Iran. Less than 100 individuals left, that too in Iran. Now, background, when we see cheetahs, the term cheetah comes from Sanskrit word chitrak. Very important point. The word cheetah comes from Sanskrit word chitrak. And we have the evidences of cheetah from Neolithic times in India, like from areas like Madhya Pradesh, Mandasur. And India, it was fairly widespread. From Jaipur and Lucknow in the north to Mysore in the south, Kathiar in the west to Deoghar in the east. So they were freely roaming and to the large parts of geography of India. And they were declared extinct in 1952 and were last spotted in 1947. So this year is very important. UPSC may give different years and may confuse you. And what was the reason? One is overhunting. Next, decline narrow prey ways. Means they have to eat something, right? Some other wild species to survive, right? So there was a decline in this prey species and loss of its grassland forest habitats. So grassland ecosystem, they thrive in grassland ecosystem. So loss of such ecosystem also contributed to the decline of cheetahs in India. And moreover, it's not just in India, most of the Asiatic countries. Since 1940, they have gone extinct in 14 other countries. not just Asia, but also in African countries. But the most important, significant victim of this extinction is Asiatic cheetah. Now, the plan with respect to introduction of Asiatic cheetah in India it dates back to 1970s, when India made a formal request to Iran, which Iran then agreed. Subsequently, due to some geopolitical conditions, it did not materialize. And in 2012, Supreme Court has put an stay. That's why there was long gap with respect to the proposal to introduce and the recent recent introduction, because there was a stay. Now, initially we thought of bringing Asiatic cheetahs, since Iran has initially approved it, but because of the change conditions and moreover only few of hundreds of cheetahs are left in Iran, Iran later declined our offer. So we have bought African cheetahs now. And out of this initial sanctuary selected for introduction, we have finalized Kuno Palpur Sanctuary. Now let's see some facts about present relocation. In the initial batch, we have bought cheetahs from Namibia. And one important fact with respect to this is we are following coexistence approach. So normally cheetahs were introduced in other countries also, but those were in African countries. They followed fencing approach. Fencing approach or fortress approach. Fortress conservation or fortress approach. So suppose say this is a one protected area. Now there are cheetahs here. If this is A and this is B, there are no cheetahs. Now before introduction of cheetahs in Park B, this park used to be fenced. This is what we call as fortress conservation approach or fenced approach. Nowhere in the world, non-fenced approach or unfenced approach was followed. But in the recent relocation to India, we are following is unfenced approach. First time in the world, we are trying a different approach with respect to introduction of cheetahs. So there would not be any fencing around the park. And where we are introduced, this is in Kuno National Park, an unfenced protected area. And we have also agreement to bring further more cheetahs from South Africa. Now, we are introducing this as part of Project Tiger, which is a centrally sponsored scheme. I already did a detailed video with respect to Project Tiger. Please go back and see it. Now, funds are coming from same Project Tiger and CAMPA funds, Compensatory Afforestation Fund and Management and Planning Authority. Very, very important, again, with respect to prelims. And NTCA is looking after the efforts with the coordination of other agencies like Wildlife Institute of India and other NGOs. See, you would have heard about this recent news. Cheetahs were escaped from Kuno National Park and entered surrounding villages because we are following this unfenced protected area approach, first time in the world. And also, this is the first intercontinental large wild carnivore translocation project. Now, what are the initiatives the government has taken? So first, it has secured the area. All the villages that were there in the core area of Kuno National Park, they were relocated because initially Kuno National Park was also selected for the introduction of Asiatic lions. From Gujarat, there was a proposal to reintroduce them because the carrying capacity of the Gir National Park was, it went way beyond the carrying capacity of that park. So there was a proposal to introduce in Kuno National Park. So it did not materialize. Maybe in future it may happen. And also it took Cheetah Task Force were appointed, Cheetah Mitras to bring sensitization and also selecting muskets, local muskets to create awareness among local population. Now, this is very other important point. These are the 7 big cats. Total 7 big cats are there. One is tiger, and among genus Panthera, tiger, lion, jaguar, leopard, snow leopard, puma, cougar, and cheetah. These are 7 big cats considered among the world, 7 big cats. Out of this, with the introduction of cheetah, India is home to 5 out of 7 big cats. What are they? India is home to now? Tiger, lion, leopard, snow leopard, and cheetah. So, and this jaguar and this cougar, they are located in Americas, not in India. So with the introduction of cheetah, this is also important fact. India is home to 5 out of the 7 big cats. So generally cat means people get confused. And even this was a previous year interview question also, one of my friend faced. Name 4 cats available in India. He got stuck because of he was thinking of cat as a domestic species. So he could not answer that question. So cat means tiger is also a cat, big cat, lion is also a cat, leopard, snow leopard, cougar, cheetah, jaguar. These are all cats. Now about Kuno National Park, it is in Madhya Pradesh, and it was actually proposed to become second home for Asiatic lion, and it is connected to Panna Tiger Reserve and also Ranthambore Tiger Reserve. Panna is in Madhya Pradesh and Ranthambore is in Rajasthan. And river, Kuno River. And type of forest is dry deciduous forest. These, these are all type of questions that UPSC can ask. They will give certain national park and they will give 3-4 options with respect to the description of that national park. So you need to know important national parks and the important facts like rivers, ecosystem, animals found, wildlife species found, state, and type of climate. If you see previous year's questions, UPSC has asked on these points. The significance of cheetah introduction. So why government felt such a strong reaction to reintroduce cheetahs? One is cheetah has that charisma because India was historically its habitat of cheetah. So restore India's historical evolutionary balance. Moreover, to re-establish the balance with respect to the prey basis. Moreover, and also to restoration of forest ecosystem because as I said, it's an flagship species and an umbrella species. Once you conserve the species, the associated impact would be on the surrounding wildlife species and also on the forest ecosystems. The recent most common example with respect to it, Project Tiger. Once we have announced this Project Tiger in 54 tiger reserves, the impact is felt is also on the surrounding forest ecosystems. It also led to the conservation of not just tigers, but also the water bodies, forest, and also other grassland species. And also it will help restore ecosystem services like water security, carbon sequestration, soil moisture conservation. And it will provide livelihood opportunities in the form of tourism, ecotourism. So these are all the significant facts. So this could be a mains question also, not just prelims question. Why government felt such a strong need to reintroduce cheetahs? Now, what would be the challenges? One is coexistence with tigers and leopards. As of now, though there are no significant presence of tigers there, leopards' presence is there. So we need to see how this may play. And hindrance to gene flow. Gene flow in the sense, now the 8 species which were in 8 cheetahs which were introduced, they are called as, in biological term, founder species. Founder species in the sense, as of now in that place, there are no cheetahs. Now with the introduction of cheetahs, they need to mate among themselves and they need to give to birth to offspring. So in initial term, it may lead to inbreeding. Inbreeding means mating among themselves. So it may create some sort of gene defects. So some wildlife enthusiasts, they have highlighted this also as a problem. And other is locational challenges of Kuno National Park, like different vegetation type, specific prey base when compared to the African counterparts. And also in future, government may again think to introduce Asiatic lion project. So again, there might be some challenges with respect to introduction of Asiatic lions. So these are some challenges. And what are the future plans? Actually, government has long-term plan with respect to establish a breeding cheetah meta population of about 55 to 40 in the country. And once the Kuno National Park reaches its carrying capacity, the species may be shifted to other national parks also. So I hope this video was useful to you. If you want any other important topics, please comment in the comment box. I'll make video on them also. And please share it among your friends. Thank you.